Guys, this update today is way bigger than we thought. Way bigger than we thought. This almost looks like one of their big updates, even though they're not touting it as one of them. But this update's huge. There's a lot of changes. We've got a lot of new things added, and we're gonna go over absolutely everything. But we'll start by taking a look at the new outfit, the Sandveil. I feel like this outfit looks pretty sick. There's actually a cool little like unique mask. So if you switch here, the mask kind of removes like the big helmet, which I think looks pretty sick. Obviously you can do no helmet, but I like the mask. You've got the camera belt, you've got the field console, and you've got the gloves that can be taken on and off. You also have the black color, which looks sick for sure. This looks really, really good. Obviously, I mean, I guess that's not obvious. It is to me. And then you've got the camo one. So I feel like we're gonna see a lot of this out there. I could be mistaken, but this is a very, very cool outfit, no doubt about it. It also had a new backpack as well that's unique to, I guess it's sort of unique to this one. Hopefully they add like a dark version of this, because it looks like this particular little chest, which looks cool, is kind of designed to go with this version of the outfit. This update has also added a new trader, the Nomadic Envoy. That's the name of the update. Okay, so as we expected, you can do a stash expansion, 12 slots, required item value 200,000. It is just the Arc epics and higher. So you've got like all the default Leaper Pulse unit, Bastion cell, Bombardier cell, Rocketeer driver, and a Vaporizer, all those, and the Queen and the Matriarch. Okay, so you've got all those, so that's what it is. All right, 200,000 worth, which is a pretty big number. That's good though. So this, okay, so we've got the extra 12 slots, and we've got the Expedition Vault. So this is for one slot. It's 200,000 per one slot. And so the Expedition Vault allows players to place any item in the vault, and it'll be available for your next raider. So this is exactly what they said before. So basically, if you want to bring something over, okay, so Expedition Vault, and you just like drag stuff over. But obviously any item that can be dragged over from the left can be dragged over to the right, and part of that, so we already knew that. So if you want like the, an augment or whatever, you have to get a second copy unless you don't learn it. This is, the top row of this is cool. I like these. Like, I'm trying to decide, is it actually worth it to go through all of like storing 200,000 worth of arc parts just for 12 stash slots for 8 weeks? I guess so. I don't know. Like, I'm not really chomping at the bit to go do this because it's not permanent. If it was permanent, I'd be chomping at the bit, but it's not. It's temporary until the end of the season, and then it's like you got to do it again. So I honestly don't know if I mean, I don't really care about this. And obviously, I think this is good for casual players, although I think getting $1 million worth of arc parts is not a very casual expectation, so I don't really know. I'll be curious to see how many people actually do that. I mean, I'll do it and just like put in 5 volcanic rock because I like to find my items out in the world. Yeah, it's permanent unless that's right. It is permanent unless you do the expedition. That is correct. That's the way what I understand right now. Sorry, I should have clarified that. Yes. Yeah, I guess I'll do this and then just like not utilize it. Finding all the stuff is what makes extraction shooters super fun in my opinion. So to like deny this is basically like a legal mule right here. Obviously you guys know how I feel about this. I don't love this. I hate this actually. This is like one of my least favorite things they've ever done in the game because it punishes people that supported the game by buying the skin. Not only because you're now offering it for free, but I can't actually partake in and get excited about this weekly offer and potentially subsequent weekly offers. We don't know what kind of skins we're going to get in the other ones. That's super sad for me. Now I don't care about doing any of this weekly stuff, and I wanted to care. I want to log in on Monday, every Tuesday or whatever it is, or Monday, and be like, yo, let's see what we got to do, and like let's spend days working towards it. But I can't even do it. There's nothing, like, I can't even unlock anything because I supported the game by buying the skin. So I'm being punished for spending money in the store. I don't like this at all. Tempest, I think the blueprints being 1 million, that's definitely a wild number, but because you can use the guns, it's not as bad as these ones. See, these ones you can't use guns. This one you can. I do think it would be better for all of these if you could a la carte add to them. It's similar to the expedition. Instead of forcing players to have $1 million worth of arc reactors in their stash at one time. That definitely needs to be a thing. But I mean, I think it's cool to have like a rare blueprint there. I mean, I don't think the Tempest is rare. I literally found 2 in the same raid earlier today. So like, I would never in a million years do that. But you know, if it was like Survivor or something, I could see people getting excited about it. If this truly is only 25 coin, that's, I mean, whatever. It's something. It's better than nothing. But I mean, you get more coins from doing the free events than you do this. But I guess if you have 25 every week for, you know, 10 weeks, that's 250. Streamer got scammed. It has nothing to do with me, guys. Like, yeah, I'm annoyed and I bought the skin. This is me advocating for every person that bought this skin. Like, imagine you bought Mirage like 5 days ago. How pissed you are right now, right? Just think about it. It has nothing to do with me. Like, yeah, I'm in this boat, but at the end of the day, like, anyone that purchased Mirage, I purchased that at the launch of the game. But can you imagine if you bought it recently? How mad you would be? I feel like something needs to change here. We've talked about some ideas. One, just have exclusive colors for the outfit if you already own it or something, but that doesn't really fix these two. Have it be unique cosmetics every single week. That's probably too much to ask because that's just a lot of cosmetics that you're getting that are, you know, every week. Maybe put the trial skins in there from all the way back to season 1 potentially. Or give players, you know, like let players do the 500k and get a refunded credit amount of some value. I mean, I guess it's too much to ask to get a full refund on something, but like, what if you bought Mirage yesterday? You definitely want a refund, dude. Like if you bought Mirage yesterday, like, you are trying to get a refund right now. If you got Mirage last week, you're pissed. So to me, like, I feel like no matter what, like, if it's a skin that someone already owns, there has to be a Raider token reimbursement if you complete the challenge. Not only does it make people feel better about spending money in the store, but it also lets them actually engage with the event. That would be awesome, because like, I'm sad on multiple levels. Not only that I could have got something for free that I paid $15 for, but also I can't even like engage with the actual event. And if this happens again next week, guess what? I can't engage with that one either because I bought every skin in the game. I like the idea of the trader though. I don't love the way it is. I got the patch notes. We'll go through the patch notes because there's a lot more stuff. So that was the in-game stuff that was added. This is not currently on the store skin. I don't know what this is, but either the store skin is bugged or this was removed after the fact. What's new? New trader, Nomadic Envoy. All right, one of the group of the Nomadic Envoys, Ermal. Bro, it does not look like an Ermal. He looks sick though. His outfit's dope. The new trader looks cool. Let's see. Raiders who have reached level 25 can barter high-value arc materials and any stockpiled rare weapons in exchange for lucrative offerings. Expanded stash space. Yep. Resets post-exhibition. Oh, okay, great. So that answers that question. So the expanded stash space is an extra 12. I'm assuming it's an extra 12 on top of the expedition 12. And they're not just like removing the expedition 12. So I'm assuming it's an extra 12, meaning that every 8 weeks you can do 24 slots. Let's see. Expedition vault access, enabling raiders to store up to 5 of their most prized items. Yep. Okay, so that's working perfectly. That looks good. I guess I'm so torn. I'm so sad about these weekly rotating trades. This is brutal. Ermal also offers a variety of weekly rotating trades, cosmetics, blueprints, raider tokens, gameplay, and progression items, including items for current raider projects. I guess you guys already know how I feel about that. He'll return weekly with new offerings as he liaises with his fellow nomads. We'll keep a close eye on your feedback and data to ensure the balance stays fair and challenging. For the first week, a single stash expansion and 5 expedition vault spaces will be available to gather initial feedback and give us a chance to adjust pricings before adding more space. Okay, so they're willing to adjust that. Offers will rotate in and out. If you miss one of the offers this week, they may appear in a future stock rotation. Yeah, I mean, look, if they're willing to take feedback on this, maybe they'll take feedback on the cosmetics. I don't know. New grenade launcher, the Rascal. Tianwen has been tinkering in her workshop again. Meet the Rascal, the latest addition to your arsenal for tackling armored arc threats. Lightweight, compact, and easy to carry, this unconventional launcher packs a punch despite its quirks. While it's slower to reload and a bit unpredictable on the aim, the Rascal shines as a reliable sidearm for those who want anti-arc firepower without the risk of lugging around the Hullcracker. Okay, I like this. The thing that concerns me maybe is the unpredictable aim. I feel like the Hullcracker is already unpredictable. But I could see that, depending on the reload speed and all that, and like what the level up is, you know, we'll have to find out. This could be pretty handy though. Cool though. I like the idea of this, like a cheaper Hullcracker, effectively. Okay, and mod improvement, extended barrel. End of round changes. Okay, this is like an overall. Oh, the sheath scent will be available June 2nd, so in 2 weeks. Okay. Let's see. Patched highlights. Fixed an issue where players would be teleported when standing on destroyed arcs. Yeah, that was brutal. Sometimes I was getting teleported into the walls. Reduce the power cost of the photoelectric cloak from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Oh, okay. So it just got buffed by 50%. That's nice. All the Hullcracker, or excuse me, all the photoelectric cloak users that got super upset. This is definitely twice as good now, right? Weapon durability adjustments. Okay, we'll look into that in a second. Queen and Matriarch will now more often step over things than through them. Thank you. Reducing the amount of times players suffer unfair knockback. Yeah, that happens a ton, and it's super annoying. So I'm glad. Okay. Added an option to block players after reporting. Okay, yeah, that's good, because when you report, like, there's no way to block them after that. An update on security and anti-cheat. All right, I think this is like an overview. Okay, that's the highlights, yeah, okay. Balance changes. Arc. Increase the granularity of arc vision through bushes and smoke. What? Increased it? Rewarding strategic positioning. Raiders near the edge of cover are now easier to spot, while those deeper in foliage or behind smoke are harder to detect. Okay, we're gonna have to play with that one. I think my issue sort of with this, we have to test this out. So like, at least with regards to the smoke grenade, for example, if there's let's just say there's a Rocketeer in front of you and you throw a smoke grenade on the ground and that Rocketeer was either blue aggro or yellow aggro. If you throw the smoke grenade down, it's going to protect you. At least it should. It's supposed to. If that Rocketeer is redlined, like it already is red aggroed on you and you throw a smoke grenade, it's just going to aimbot you through the smoke, just like the Bastion would. So if you run up to a Bastion and that thing is redlining and you throw a smoke grenade to try to like make it so that it doesn't laser you through the smoke, not going to happen, right? It's going to actually aimbot you with perfect accuracy through the smoke. So I don't know if that is actually what's being adjusted here. It could be, but obviously they're making it harder to not be spotted by the arc is what this looks like. Those deeper in foliage or behind smoke are harder to detect. I mean, maybe if it makes it so that the smoke actually works against redlining arc, that's huge. I hope so. We'll have to test it out. Improved how arc perceives sound in open outdoor spaces while reducing their sensitivity to sounds indoors and those passing through geometry. Okay, so like the amount of times that like arc will get aggroed like through the roof or something like that. We see that all the time. Like I'll be underground and an arc above me, like outside the building aggros because I like, you know, ran on metal or something. Okay, so that's good. Firefly. Improved how the Firefly applies fire. The effect now matches the visuals more closely and briefly grazing the flame no longer feels as punishing. That's good. Yeah, every time you got ever mildly touched by the Firefly, your whole screen would, you know, would go crazy. Reducing the sensation of being hit around corners. Rocketeer. When the Rocketeer shoots several missiles at once, they are now consistently spread out over a larger area to prevent unfair situations where multiple missiles hit the same location. Wait, they actually nerfed the Rocketeer finally. Holy crap, dude. I never thought this day would come. I cannot believe it, dude. It's been 7 months, bro. Okay. Yo, good. This is the first time we've actually ever had a Rocketeer nerf, I'm pretty sure. That's huge. Now, this only applies to the multiple missile ones, so the double and the triple shot, but still, like if you get caught outside and he decides to do a double or a triple, there's just nothing you can do to survive. So this is nice. Let's see. Gameplay. Reduce the power cost of the photoelectric cloak. All right, we already talked about that. That's good. Oh, here we go. Augment. The cloud of renewal effect on the tactical MK3 healing augment has been changed to an AoE effect. I'm gonna be real. I actually thought that it already was. I never really used this augment. Okay, the cloud of healing, renewal healing has been increased from 20 to 45. Okay, that's good. So that's almost half the health. The cloud of the cooldown on cloud of renewal healing has been increased from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Okay. Change the shield capacity on the flanking augment to accept medium shields. W. Yeah, this is a massive W right here. Combat flanking augment accepts medium shields. Good. Dev note, as mentioned in the patch notes for patch 1.26, we continue to focus our sights on underperforming augments. In this update, we're making the tactical MK3 healing offer more utility in line with its place as a support-focused augment. Now you can heal your allies and your enemies if you're not careful. That's funny. After being revived. We also increase the survivability potential of the MK3 flanking to make it more viable as a flanking combat augment. Yeah, I think that's great. Hey, wait, is the flanking one the one where you like weapon swap the pistols, chat? Yeah, that's cool. Because the the freaking anvil is such a strong weapon. So this is nice, dude. And you've got three utility slots on the quick wheel, and you've got 2 safe pockets, and now you have a medium shield. I mean, the max weight's not great. But 33% faster to equip is pretty good, especially if you run a lot. And if you run around a lot and you're able to whip out the freaking anvil super quick, that's pretty good. That's a good change. That's a good change. Okay, weapons. Bettina base fire rate has been increased from 235 to 250. Lol. Okay, so they actually nerfed the fire rate in the last update. I want to say, was it 270 down to 235 or 260 down to 235? Anyway, they brought it up a little bit. It was still pretty bad. It was noticeably better than it was before, but it was still pretty bad. So I think this 15 to fire rate might help it quite a bit. Let's see. Weapon durability adjustments. Here we go. Everyone was complaining about this. It's been clear that the durability changes in the last patch were felt too much on some weapons. For this update, we're targeting the worst offenders that seem to break too quickly, increasing their lifetime to bring them in alignment with the other weapons. Okay, so these are individual changes. So instead of just telling us the percentage like we had in the last one, where it said, hey, blue weapons degrade 35% faster overall, instead of just telling us an increase in that percentage, we're showcasing to us in a different way here. Well, it's definitely a buff to the durability of the weapons, don't get me wrong. My point is that if a rare weapon had a 35% durability loss on shot, okay, that is different than 54% lifetime increase with shots to break. That is a completely different percentage than this. They're not related. Yes, it's definitely a buff, of course, obviously, right? But it's not. It's almost deceivingly placed as a 54% increase. So people are like, oh, it went from 30. So we lost 35%, but now we're gaining 54. No, that's not what's happening here. So don't be confused by these percentages, but these are buffs. So we'll feel it out. Wow, the Renegade really got a good one though. Yeah, we'll feel it out. Just don't get confused by this. We'll continue to listen to your feedback and monitor for any pain points that come up around durability in the coming weeks and continue to adjust accordingly. They do listen, man. I will say that. They're tuned in, bro. I respect it. Let's see. Weapon mods can now affect aim down sights transition speed for scoped weapons. Well, there's only one scoped weapon though. Wait, are they adding more scoped weapons? They put a plural on this. Hell yeah, dude. Wait, we're getting another scoped weapon, guys. You heard it here first. There's only the Osprey can be scoped. Extended barrel. Bullet velocity bonus has been increased from 25% to 30%. Okay, wow. Wait, I thought it was 15% for bullet velocity. Am I tripping? Let's see. Wait, I swear to gosh, the bullet velocity was 15%. Anyway, either bullet velocity bonus has been increased from 25 to 30% for extended barrel. Increase the damage fall-off distance by 15%. Interesting. Renamed the extended barrel 3. Ooh. Added new mesh. I don't know what that means. Does that mean it just looks different? Added 2 lower tier variants, extended barrel 1 and 2. Nice. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Content and bug fixes. Let's see. Fix an issue where flying arc could get stuck. Queen and matriarch. Yes, we already talked about that. When raiders first spawn in a session, arc will be less perceptive to them and less likely to engage. Okay. I have a couple spawns in mind on Riven Tides. Like that one bunker sort of in the middle by like the dry gulch. You walk out and there's like 7 bots that instantly aggro you. Okay, fix some instances of arc spawning in unexpected locations. Okay, turbine. Fix turbine legs becoming invisible in odd angles. Improve turbine probability of finding good angles for the legs when landing. Okay, improve turbine landing position. Okay, I thought this happened with the last update. Increase the odds of raiders getting burned by the arc turbine when... Wait, you can get inside of it? Interesting. Inside of it. Okay. Animation. Updated cloth physics. Fixed an issue causing arc weapon rotations to snap and appear laggy. Let's see what else. I don't really care about any of that. Sorry, I'm just quickly going through this. Reduced how much sounds are lowered while taking damage. I wonder, this probably doesn't impact the tinnitus effect or the ringing effect that happens with grenades, right? Because they actually have a perk in the skill tree specific to that. I wonder if that does take that into account. Maybe. Interesting. Let's see. Added a distinct sound when Bastion and Bombardier switch targets. Okay. Well, that's super interesting. We'll have to hear that. A new sound for Bastion and Bombardier target swapping. That's interesting. Added comb filtering to footsteps and movement sounds to achieve clear perception of distance, elevation, and movement direction. Holy crap. Yo. Ooh. I can't wait to hear to listen to this. Hopefully it's impactful. That's huge. Improved binaural audio to make it easier to distinguish the height and elevation of sounds. Okay, this is always so hard for video game devs. Vertical audio. It's not just Ark that struggles with it. Every game seems to struggle with vertical audio. So it looks like they're trying to make it better. I respect it. Let's see. Cosmetics. Ongoing work to unify character texture settings for better performance and visual consistency. Gameplay. Players are now immune to stuns while entering a raider hatch, preventing interruptions when returning to Speranza. Fixing an issue where downed players could move out of bounds. Ooh, that happened to me a few times. I know a couple spots. Fixing an issue where pressing fire during certain actions like dodge roll or climbing wouldn't buffer fire. Let's see. We already talked about that. Fixing an issue. Timer. Expedition timer not showing the correct duration. We knew that was coming. Items. Agave juice now quick moves to the available quick use slots instead of backpack and will not be unloaded from the backpack when emptying. Free loadout augment price. Augment sell price. 100 is being increased from 100 to 660. Is that the little like gray rectangle? Is that what we're talking about here? I actually don't really know what that means. Maps, general. Fixed low-res textures, great. Ribbon tides, balcony clipping, floating objects, misaligned balcony, Stella, polished environment textures, social. Added an option to block players after reporting. Fixed an issue where voice chat could fail when opening the UI. End of round changes. Raiders will now be able to see all squad members at the end of the round, whether they extracted successfully or not. Interacting with the squad member's nameplate will display a range of social actions that can be taken, including report, muting, block. Okay. Players will also be able to immediately leave the squad in the tunnel sequence. Okay. So you don't have to get back to the main menu. Stability and performance. General performance stability is fixing an issue that could cause loading screen to remain stuck. Yo, this update is huge, bro. Why are they not touting this as a major update? Do you think that we're going to get updates like this between now and the Frozen Trail update in 6 months? Because if so, obviously these are pretty big deals. Because they're not even talking about it being a major update. This is like considered a patch to them. Interesting. We'll see. Ooh, here we go. An update on security and anti-cheat. As mentioned recently in our Ensuring Fair Play article, we want to continue improving our anti-cheat solutions and more accurately detect foul play across the Rust Belt. Following a positive rollout in the finals, de novo anti-cheat will also come to Arc Raiders starting May 19th, initially to a limited player pool with plans to expand after close monitoring. Okay, I'm going to be real with you. I don't know a lot about de novo, but I know everyone hates it. And I don't know why. We will not be using de novo's digital rights management service and are working to ensure minimal impact on performance. I think this is what the... Okay, I should have just kept reading. I'm pretty sure this is what people are mad about. I don't actually know what this means. I won't really get into it right now because I don't really know. But if they're not using the one thing that everyone's mad about, that sounds great. With the Nuvo NHE and any brain, we're working to strengthen Arc Raider systems even further. Keep sending us reports of any information that you believe might help us do so. It's highly appreciated. Huge. Hey, Yasin. Hello. Okay. May 9th, that's today. Anti-cheat rollout day. We'll check it out. I mean, we don't know who gets it and who doesn't, but the DRM impacts performance big time. Okay, so I think this is probably what people hated Denuvo for. So okay, so that's great. We'll see how it all plays. Yeah, I mean, this is a W up, like a, okay, so it's a W update because it's so freaking big and they're addressing so many things. Obviously, I'm super disappointed with this more than anything, I would say. Because any player that purchased any of these three things now feels like they just wasted their money. This to me is the only real major L here. Other than that though, you know, not bad. Way bigger than we were expecting. We're all caught up. Okay, so we got, I think we touched everything. We got everything. All right. Holy, that is a lot, dude. This to me feels like a major update and not some like side update. I think a big question that I'm taking away from this is that are we gonna get updates like this, of this size and quality between now and October? And we very well might. We very well might. I'm gonna show you something. It's, if you look at this right here, Riven Tides was labeled as a major update. All right, this is just literally up like a regular update. Now, what they were saying is that they weren't going to be doing major updates every month. Well, if you're telling me we're going to get one of these every month, these updates are pretty big. Adding guns, you know, fixing a lot of crazy stuff, like changing augments, you know, adding traders and all this stuff. Like, I don't know, there's a lot in this regular update that feels close enough to me to a major update. So we might actually get some good stuff between now and October. I was feeling a little grim about it, to be honest, but if we're gonna get a few more of these between now and then, that's huge.